Hello, this is just my little review slash wear and tear what's in my bag for the Louis Vuitton Palm Springs mini backpack. I have had this bag for over a year and I have been dying to do a review on it because I use it quite heavily, and I have a few minutes while my husband has taken my daughter to the playground, and I thought I would do it now because you don't want a toddler in the background. So like I said, I had this bag for a year. I have not babied this bag at all. This bag has been a ride or die toddler mom bag. I've used it. I like to walk around our town as a form of exercise with my daughter in her stroller. And I'm not one of those people that just is like, I'm gonna grab my keys and maybe my wallet and then I'm gonna go. I wanna have a decent amount of stuff with me when I go, just in case I need lip gloss or something. I take more stuff with me than just my keys and my wallet. So this has been my go-to bag because it isn't too large, it's not too freakish. Like, what is that woman doing carrying her Gucci Soho Disco and she's clearly like walking for exercise? So this is my alternative to that. So it has ended up at the beach, it's ended up at the playground, it's ended up in toddler groups. So to say that I've taken care of it would not be the best assessment of this bag. So a few things about the wear and tear up at the top, and you can see on my Instagram that I can link down below. The glazing is kind of wearing on the bag. I think you can kind of catch that. Probably from me continually pulling it down. I'm filming on my phone because, like I said, I just did this sort of on the fly. The other thing that I notice are these little tabs are getting kind of worn here at the side, and I know that this can be replaced and can be fixed. It's just, I'm letting you know that if you abuse this bag the way I have, you might run into these things. And this little tab here has some markings as well. All right. So other than that, I think for what I've put it through, I think it's done a really good job. So I'm not complaining, I'm just making you aware that the price has gone up, I believe, twice since I've purchased this bag, and you might want to be aware of these things. So pros, cons, things that I like about it. The pro is it can hold a diaper. My daughter we're working on potty training, so she's not potty trained yet. Matter of fact, she tells me that she's never going to be potty trained. I hope she changes her mind. So there is a diaper in the back of the bag. Now, I've heard people say that things don't fall out of this bag. That may be true when you're wearing it crossbody. That could be the case, but I've had things fall out of this bag habitually. I used to keep a card case in here instead of a small wallet. It fell out on Pacific Coast Highway. It went flying. My husband went to take something out of the bag and it just came with it and it went flying. I've had it like this and things have just fallen out of the front. So things do fall out of this bag. I don't feel secure walking around with it, having the zipper open. I don't use it as a crossbody. I bought it for a backpack. I use it as a backpack, but okay. If other people find it secure, that's awesome. I've had at least 3 experiences of this bag, having things fly out, including my phone. Another thing that is notable about this bag is that once you move something, everything moves. So if you're standing in a grocery line and you want to get out your wallet or whatever you're using as a wallet fairly quickly, everything in the bag sort of shifts, and then it's 10 times harder to get it back in. And I've packed it so many different ways. I have resorted to using an iPhone case. This is for an iPhone 7 Plus that has pockets on the back. That way I can put a credit card or a debit card, the one that I'm using the most, and I can just put it in that slot while I'm out for the day using this bag, and that's a good alternative. The next thing I have in here is I have my sunglasses. I've also had sunglasses get kind of warped in here because I'm shoving them in. You go into a store and you want to take your sunglasses off and then put them in your bag to be protected. And so these are just some Ray-Ban aviator sunglasses. But I do keep them in this little case now because what I was finding is that if I didn't have it in a case, maybe one of these would get caught on something and it would end up warping the sunglasses. Something to be aware of. I have some little toiletries in a baggie, and the reason I have these in a baggie is because the smaller things, when things move, will then fall to the bottom. So if I had this in there previously with, say, my lip gloss here standing up, and then my lip gloss, you can even see it starting to do it, falls to the bottom, let's say it fell down, now it might be harder for me to get my sunglasses in because it's now on the bottom. Same, especially with my phone. So I tend to keep some of my smaller items that I grab a lot in a little plastic baggie. And also the reason for that is if you have a dirty diaper, you need somewhere to put the dirty diaper. So there's the plastic baggie. I have a pen. I have my mini pochette with my keys attached, and I normally keep my keys in my mini pochette, just like that. It's a lot easier. The reason I have them out is because our house is pretty much digital, but our digital entry system is broken right now, so I actually need a physical key to get in the house. And I have this little clip, S-clip, that I just put on the end of my mini pochette so that the keys don't fall to the bottom of the bag. And at the same time, where I place my mini pochette is in the back with these other things in front of it. So if I did keep my mini pochette, I should just call it a pochette because, you know, if all of this is in there and I want to get into my house, you see how I have to sort of dig and pull and then pull it out, which is sort of a pain. So by having it clipped just right here, now I don't have to do so much digging, and then the keys can rest behind it. And then I can just pull it out. I can actually just pull it out and unlock my door from there. So that was my alternative. Jeez, how did people survive before electronics when they had to use these things all the time? All right. So, and then in my mini pochette, I just have the, you know, basic catch-alls. I've got Band-Aids and eyeliner, some migraine medicine, these wipes, which are awesome mom wipes. They can be used for anything, face, other areas of the body that a baby might need wiped down. You get the idea. What else? Little perfume, this little handy thing to plug in my phone. Just little things, but little things that I don't need to grab very quickly. As far as a wallet goes, I know a lot of people use card cases or a key clay. Key clay does work. It's awesome. Again, you could attach it to this if necessary, but I prefer this little card case that has the accordion style. Oh, I love that thing. And, you know, just really handy. It's big enough that if it were to go flying out of my bag, I would definitely see it and I would notice it. It would go flying. And then at the very back, I do have that diaper. And that is it. There's a pocket in the back. If you've watched enough of these videos, and I might have something easy to do. I have a spare set of headphones back there because I usually keep my headphones in the round coin purse. I have another pair that I keep in there, but it really doesn't fit. When this is packed with the diaper and the mini pochette and my keys and the pen, I really have, the best place for me to put this is just kind of standing up over here on the side, like that. But I've found, again, when you're in the grocery store, so say that this is in front of it, and you got your phone in there, and you got your sunglasses. All right, so if you're in the grocery store, right, and you want to pull this out, as soon as I pull this out, and this is still attached to me, and it's kind of moving around, when I go to put it back in, it's not as easily placed over on that side, and I will just sort of push it down in the front like that, and then it still zips up. and then I reposition things when I'm in a more suitable environment. So that ends up happening quite a lot. But in a perfect world, it just sits over here on the side. But you can see, like, already I have to move everything, push it to the side. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, once she's potty trained and you don't have to carry the diaper. See, I'm still having problems getting it in there. Once she's potty trained and you don't have to use the diaper, it'll be easier. Of course, it'll be easier, but it's not taking up that much room. The diaper doesn't take up that much room, and in all honesty, it makes it even more so that this stuff moves around, and again, you know, in a hurry, right? You're not going to want to take the time to shove everything over. That's probably how I would use the bag right there and place that in there like that. All right, so I think that this is a worthy investment though. I think it's held up extremely well. I think that it looks really cute. I think it goes with just about any outfit. You could wear it crossbody. It's just that's not the way I choose to wear it at the moment. I think that it's still unique in the sense that I don't see a lot of people with this item, but you know, it's not too flashy, and you're not kind of showing off too much by carrying it around. I haven't traveled with it because I just don't think it's big enough to carry everything that I would want to carry if I were traveling. But I do think that if you have a small child, wearing it as a backpack is a definite advantage, because when I hold my daughter on my hip, if I have a crossbody, the crossbody sort of hangs where her feet hang, and then she wants to put her foot on it. Also, that's a lot of weight for me to carry on one side of my body. You can move it to the other side. If you're in the playground, or if you get her out of the stroller and you want to play, if you've got a crossbody, it's always going to be like swinging in front of you, and I know what you're thinking, just leave it on her cart or whatever you want to call it, on her pram, but then you're leaving it open for people to take it. This just stays behind you, and it's really light and it's really small, it's not cumbersome, and it doesn't get in the way, and I can run and jump and play with her, and I can still have all of my stuff with me. And therefore, I think that if you do have a small child, this is a wise investment. And if it goes out of style, you can turn it into a crossbody. And if it really goes out of style, I've seen these things selling on secondhand sites, consignment sites for over $2,000, so there might be a market for them. And then if it really, really, really goes out of style and nobody wants it on the consignment sites, I can send it to school with her and she can wear it as an actual backpack because it's right about the right size for her. So I think it's worthy. I think it's a good investment. I think it's a good bag. I think that I might take it into Louis Vuitton and get it redone or fixed. By the way, I don't normally carry anything down here, but if I'm putting my daughter in the car, there have been times where I've taken this little S thingy that I got at the hardware store, nonetheless, and I have clipped it just to this zipper right here, just as I'm getting her in the car, just really quickly. Easy. So if you're looking for a small, hands-free mom bag, I would definitely look into this as an option. I would go to Louis Vuitton, I would try it on. I know some people are freaked out because the straps are extremely long. I'm 5'2", so they're gonna be longer on me than most of the population, and it doesn't bother me. I find it comfortable, I don't find it weird. It's behind me, so I don't see it. There have been times where I've taken the straps and I've sort of pulled them if I'm gonna run, like book it across the street. I'll actually like pull it up around I'll hold it here. It just doesn't bother me. I'm not stuffing this thing. When it's fully packed, it actually weighs about 2.5 pounds, which is not very heavy for a bag. And I feel like I've gotten my money's worth out of it. I think that if you looked at it day by day, I use it every weekend and I use it every day over the summer because I don't work over the summer. And I think it's a wonderful bag for getting out and going places. And if you can downsize and make it work for your lifestyle, I'm sure you could fit more stuff for your child in there. if you weren't as selfish as I am with my space, or if your child needed more. Because we walk around the neighborhood, what I do is I will like stack up some stuff in the bottom of her cart. But she's, you know, old enough now where she doesn't really need that much stuff. It's a really good bag. I think it's really durable. Even with the glazing issue, I think even though your stuff tends to move around a little bit, I would invest in this bag, and that's all I've got to say.